Good day. I'd like to do some video demonstration of these newest exercises for you, just to make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible. So with the first three being all picking based exercises, you're going to treat them as 6 different ones instead of 3, with and without the palm mute. So just to clarify, you're going to do the typical, you start with 60 beats a minute with your metronome, you play it correctly once, you go up by 5, do it again. So you do that first, either with or without the without the palm mute. Doesn't really matter which one you start with. I would stay, doesn't matter. So you go through that, and then you start the same one over again, and then you switch to either the palm mute or the non-palm mute, whichever one you didn't do first. So I'll do a few different speed demonstrations here just so you can hear what it sounds like, varying tempos. So without the palm mute, exercise number 1, starting at 60. Double time. $160. $180. Really not much of a sound difference going from 160 to 180, I don't think. Seems like the faster you get, the less of a difference you actually hear. And let's stop at 200. Okay, now let's go back to 60 and do the palm mutes. Now, I'm not going up by 5s in this demonstration because that would be a long-ass demonstration. So that's why I'm only doing various speeds just to demonstrate. Here we go. With the palm mute, exercise number 1. Double time. $160. $180. And 200. Okay. On to number 2. The same idea. You run through exercise number 2 without palm muting, and then you run through it with the palm muting. So 60 beats a minute with no palm mutes. And somebody starts to call me right in the middle of that. Put it on airplane mode so that doesn't happen again. Double time. Wrong note. $160. I'm so used to playing in the key of C, not the key of G. I keep trying to play in the Locrian note shape as opposed to this Phrygian shape. Here we go again. And let's go ahead and just jump to 200. And back down to 60. Palm mute time. Double time. $160. And 200. Yeah, that's the right note. Oh my goodness. Take 3. Okay. And number 3. So exercises 1 and 2, because you're working with 16th notes as the fastest subdivision, there are no speed goals with that other than just get the damn thing as fast as possible. So I believe you asked me, why get an 8th note pattern up to 240 as a goal before working with 16th notes. So why wouldn't you do the same thing for 16th notes as a goal speed? Because if you treated it the same way, you'd get your 16th notes up to 240, and then you would start working with 32nd notes instead, starting at 60 beats per minute and go that way. But that stuff's pretty damn fast. I find it not very helpful to work on subdivisions that fast. Yeah, that's the main reason. Going from 8th, you gotta have proper foundation work, proper mechanics, while working up the 8th notes to a bare minimum speed to make sure you can handle that well before doing the 16th notes. And you're rarely ever going to be doing this 32nd notes anyway. So yeah, that's why I never set goal speeds for the 16th note stuff or 16th note triplets, 6 notes a beat, because that stuff gets pretty damn fast anyway. But this one, exercise number 3, you have 3 notes a beat. This is one that I have goal speed for. Also 240 beats a minute. So this way you can be better suited for working with 6 notes a beat instead of the 3. Because 6 notes a beat is a fairly common thing to do. Okay. No palm mutes first. 60 beats a minute. $120. $160. $200. And goal speed of 240. And just like the previous 2, you're going to work on this with all palm mutes as well. So back down to 60. Higher strings don't work well with palm mutes, do they? But it's just a technique thing to practice. Alright, double time, 120. 160. $200. And goal speed of 240. I guess I really wanted to throw that pinch in at the end. Okay. Exercise number 4. Yes, working on getting your fingers playing up in the very high register. So you're going to use good old pinky. Pinky, pinky, pinky. So 60 beats a minute. This is exercise number 4. Double time. That was terrible. Let's try and not be so terrible. $160. I think one of the most challenging things for me on something like this is trying to keep strings muted as I'm going from string to string. It's very easy to get unwanted noise on something like this. Okay, 200. And goal speed of 240. Number 5. Back down to 60 beats a minute. So yeah, I mentioned something on how I'm picking this during the lesson. I'm going down, up, down, up, down. So down, up, down, so on. That's what feels natural to me. If, you know, you can end up hitting, I guess you could sweep it. Whoops. I feel like I get cleaner notes when I do it the back and forth way. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Anyway, back to the metronome here. Let's go to 120 now. $160. 200. And goal speed of 240. Okay. And we got one last exercise to go through. So back to the eighth notes. Even though it may seem like you'd want to do the triplet thing starting off. Just want to make sure things go well. So tell you what, if you get this to 240 beats a minute doing the eighth notes before next time we meet up, tell me, and I'll give you an updated version of this to do the triplets instead. So yeah, get exercise number 6 to 240 beats a minute with the eighth notes. Tell me, and I'll give you an update. Okay, so here we are, starting at 60. There we got. Double time. Now I'm in triplet mode. Now I'll question if I even played the first one with eighth notes or not. Well, I can't rewind it to find out. So let's do from 60 again. Another benefit to doing it with the eighth notes as opposed to triplets to start with is you'll have much more time to pay very close attention to where your fingers are landing to help improve your accuracy. So that was the 120. Next, you're correct, 160. And yes, 200. Goal speed, 240. There we go. Okay. So I believe that covers everything we discussed on our last lesson. But if you have any questions, please tell me. And yeah, so next, in June, when it's about a week away from a time, you'd like to get together again, send me a message. If I don't hear from you when we have like a week left of June, I'll send you a message just to check in with you. So, all right, talk to you soon.